Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'll be starting this event about now. Let's please kindly take our seats as we begin the proceedings of the day. You're welcome to this beautiful location, auspicious one at that, one where history is being made in the annals of the history of the pharmaceutical industry in Nigeria. Today will definitely go down as one of such days. I'm particularly proud to be a pharmacist today because some years ago I was, during one of the events I coordinate and manage, I was harassed by one of the speakers who spoke about the state of our council. And I did all I could to salvage the image, but I tried. Today, I am here, proudly, shoulders square, head held high, as a proud pharmacist at the commissioning of this beautiful, magnificent edifice. Thank you. When I got the invitation to direct the ceremony of today, I politely declined because in my response, who am I to direct an event of this magnitude? But the people who invited me felt I will survive. I used all my infantile wisdom, but to no avail. And so I commissioned a band of prayer warriors. They are there now, praying that as I pilot the affairs of this event, we will land in peace, in one piece. And not like I don't trust them. When I now started seeing some pastors here today, I started telling Abeg, join me in prayer, that today may go seamlessly well. You know, because when I was given the program for this morning, it reminded me of this joke, which I will alter, just so that I don't offend any sensibilities, where a dying man was on his deathbed. And so I will use my tribe as the example. And so he was asking, Kola, yes sir. Bola, yes sir. Shola, yes sir. Talo and shop. So if all of you are here at my bedside, who is managing the business? So the question is, when you look at the galaxy of stars here today, please, who is managing the industry? Because who is who in the Nigerian pharmaceutical industry? In fact, the healthcare industry is here seated, and we're proud to have us here. And I will start this event by following the agenda we all have with us. I will be introducing the guests. And this is one of the places where the prayers, I believe the people praying are praying hard. And so I'll go ahead and introduce the guests according to the list I have with me. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming the Honourable Minister of Health of the Federation, Dr. Osagie Ehanire. Ladies and gentlemen, he is being ably represented by the Director of Food and Drugs, Federal Ministry of Health, Pharmacist Mrs. Olubumi Aribiana. You're welcome, madam. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Action Governor of Lagos State is here in our midst, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. He is also being ably represented by no less a personality, ladies and gentlemen, than the Director of Pharmaceutical Services, Lagos State, Pharmacist Yaba. Prayer warriors, fire. All right, okay, good. Yes. we're on course. Ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Okay. Can we modulate this, please? Thank you. All right. Once again, we will never take the shine out of our DPS. Join me in welcoming representative of the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the DPS Lagos State Pharmacist Oyebisi Omolambe. You're welcome, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, in the recent past, I've been very interested in the affairs of politics, and so I take time to watch the news, and of course, there are okay, and so every now and then I find myself watching the affairs of the legislature, and I'm always enthralled when I see the kind of arguments they make, trying as much as they can to defend the integrity of our fatherland. Ladies and gentlemen, the one that concerns us the most are those who defend the health of our land. Join me in welcoming the Chairman, Senate Committee on Health, distinguished Senator Dr. Ibrahim Yahaya Olori-Egbe. Appreciate him with a round of applause, please. You're welcome, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Chairman, House Committee on Health, Honourable Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu. Let's appreciate him. Take a bow, sir. You're welcome, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have in our midst the father of the day. Indeed, he is a father. And to some of us, a grandfather. Because I used to call him my father before my fathers in the profession said, look, how can my father be your father? He has to be your grandfather. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming the one, the only, Prince Julius Adelusi, FPSN, MNI, ETC. Ladies and gentlemen, next I'll be introducing no less a personality than the Honourable Chairman of the PCN Governing Council, Professor Ahmed Tijjani Mora. Hayayan Sarke Muslimi, you're welcome, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to recognize our own amiable, distinguished Registrar of the Pharmacists Council, Dr. Pharmacist Elijah Mohammed. You're welcome, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I spoke about the activities of the legislature, and in the pharmacy anthem composed by our own dear Prince Julius Adelusi, some time ago, we made, with his permission, some amendments to say, politics, we are there. And one of the people representing us in politics in Nigeria. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, representing them, Honourable Pharmacist Ikemboju Dele Boluga, Member House of Reps. You're welcome, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have with us the father, the distinguished royal father of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, pharmacists are everywhere. Look up, look down, look side, look left, you'll find us there. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome Honourable His Royal Majesty Igwe Pharmacist Alex Uzo Oyedo, the Eze Chuamaga I of Ogidi Kingdom. You're welcome, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, in our midst, we have the industrialist par excellence. Join me in welcoming Dr. Stella Okoli, the founder CEO, GMD, Emzo Group. You're welcome, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a whole lot of dignitaries in our midst, and I will be doing more introductions as time goes on, but please join me as I welcome the DG of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, ably represented by no less a personality than Dr. Monica Emujeze, my darling auntie, Director R&R NAFDAC. I will take on more. Okay, also we have in our midst, ladies and gentlemen, he was a teacher. He was a chairman of this great council. Join me, welcome Professor F.A. Ogumbono, former chairman, PCN Governing Council. Please take a bow, sir. I'll be taking more recognitions as time goes on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to also welcome, please, members of the PCN Governing Council. If you are here, please stand and take a bow. Members of the PCN Governing Council. All right, thank you very much. Let's take our seat. Elders of the pharmacy profession, you are all welcome. Fellows of the PSN, if you are here, please be upstanding and take a bow if you are here in our midst. Oh, you're welcome all. Directors, management, and staff of the PCN, you're welcome. Distinguished guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to this auspicious occasion. Please join me also in recognizing the presence of Dr. Samuel Etatuvie, DG, Nigerian National Medicine Development Agency. Please take a bow, sir. You're welcome. All right, so like I said, I'll take more recognitions as I get them. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the DG Standard Organization is here represented by Professor Kunle. Pharmacist Professor Kunle is here. Please stand and take a bow. Oh, you're welcome, sir. Yeah. And then the Registrar of the Nursing Council is... Okay, so we'll take more recognitions as we move on. As I get them, we will take recognitions. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now take the national anthem. Could we please be upstanding as the sound team give us the lyrics? Before you take your seats, please, let's remain standing as we take the opening prayer, which will be the second stanza of the national anthem. You're at liberty to refer to your program of events. And if you are one of us, the young ones that are, you can go offhand. All right, let's go. Oh, God. Should we sing the prayer? Okay. Direct our noble cause. Thou lead us right. Help our youth the truth to know. Of an honesty to grow and live in just and true. Great lofty heights attain to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I'm sure if we all live and act that prayer, our country will be a much better one at that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll now be inviting to make the welcome address. A man who assumed this office 7+ years ago. He came in with an audacious 4-point agenda. And even though he has refused, as it is right, to assess himself, those who have assessed him based on what he said he will do have decided to score him what they have scored him. Ladies and gentlemen, he has made giant strides in education and training, enforcement, in a number of areas of pharmacy practice. Before. Okay. He has made giant strides before his assumption of office. A number of, MCPD, you had to go looking for school, but right now, within the comfort of your homes, you take your MCPD. I'm aware that, ladies and gentlemen, if things go according to plan, our council will be one who will be accredited with ISO 2015, if things are going according to plan with the rate at which things are going. He has done a lot, and he will be giving us the welcome address. But before he does that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to recognize the presence of a very distinguished, beautiful, intellectual colleague who is here in our midst. She is, ladies and gentlemen, the Honourable Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture in Lagos State, a beautiful and outstanding pharmacist at that. Join me welcoming pharmacist Mrs. Uzamat Akimbili Yusuf. You're welcome in our midst, Honourable dear Commissioner. So with a rousing round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, join me welcoming the one you call the double prophet, pharmacist Dr. Elijah Mohammed, as he gives us the welcome address. A round of applause for him as he comes up.
Thank you very much, the MC. Sometimes they will introduce people and himself is never introduced. The chairman of this occasion, the governor of Lagos State, ably represented by one of our own, pharmacist Mrs. B.C. Omolambe, the Honourable Minister of Health, ably represented by pharmacist Mrs. Olubumi Arabiana, our dear Chairman, Senate Committee on Health, Senator Dr. Ibrahim Yahaya Oloriagbe, our dear Chairman, House Committee on Healthcare Services, Honorable Dr. Tanko Sununu, the father of the day, Prince Julius Adelusi Adelui MNI, the royal father of the day, His Royal Majesty Igwe Pharmacist Alex Uzo Oyido, our dear Chairman, Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, Professor Ahmed Tijjani, Mora, MNI, Dr. Teresa Pounds, President of NAPSA, if you are here, please stand up for recognition. Professor F.A. Professor F.A. Ogubono, Pharmacists Council of Nigeria Governing.
1, 2.
Professor Emeritus F.A. Ogubono, former Chairman, PCN Governing Council. My dear friend and colleague, Chairman, Committee of Registrars of the Health Professionals in Nigeria, Dr. Farouk Umar Abubakar, our dear President of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Pharmacist Mazi Samohamwa, OFR, Our dear DG NAFDAC, ably represented by Dr. Monica Emugeze, Director, Registration and Regulatory Affairs. Honourable Pharmacists, Ikebuju, Dele, Bolaju, our pharmacists in the National Assembly, member of the House of Representatives, National Assembly. The MD, EMSO Group of Company, Dr. Stella Okole. Our colleague, Dr. Samuel Etatuvier, Director General, Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency. Our friend and brother, Professor O.O. Kunle, representing the DG of SON. I would like to stand on the other existing protocols that have been established. But however, I want to recognize our dear father on the other side of the table. Who is that? I thought you. Okay. Okay. My attention has been drawn to pharmacist Mrs. Uzamat Akimbole Yusuf, Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Lagos State. Before I forget, our father in Lagos, one of our fathers in Lagos, Pharmacist Oshineki, FPSN, please could you stand for recognition, sir? He's one of these inspiring fathers of Lagos. Anytime you invite him for occasion, he will definitely come. But however, I don't know why you didn't come with your wife. I extend my sincere greetings to her because you're always together every time. You will bear me witness, true of us. So we have to query him why she's not here, sir. It is with great pleasure and honor that I welcome our dignitaries to the official commissioning of the purpose-built new PCN Lagos Zonal Office. I'm particularly delighted that the PCN achieved the successful execution of this landmark edifice within 2.5 years after the foundation laying ceremony in 2019. Firstly, let me state that the piece of land on which this edifice is standing on was granted to the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria by the Federal Ministry of Health in September 2015 in response to our earlier request to the leadership of the ministry the same year. At this junction, I must therefore appreciate the leadership role provided by the Federal Ministry of Health to achieve this project. Historically, Lagos State has been the base to the PCN for over 4 decades, initially as head office and later as zonal office. The decision of the council, PCN Governing Council to accord zonal office status to the Lagos office of PCN during the repositioning drive in 2005 cannot be overemphasized. And this was during the regime of the current chairman of council. This is rightly so because Lagos State is the hub of pharmaceutical commerce and activities in this country. The city is also housed to majority of the PCN regulated stakeholders. However, despite the remodeling of the office in the past, the space available became inadequate to cope with the increasing number of staff required to handle the ever-increasing workload associated with the pharmacy regulation in Lagos State. This therefore justified the need to embark on this project. It was against this background, to achieve successful execution of this project, that the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria Registry worked closely with the National Assembly to achieve adequate provision of funds in the Council's capital appropriation for execution of the project. The PCN has enjoyed the support of the National Assembly in actualizing the project due to its objective, which is hinged on the expansion and modernization of PCN regulatory infrastructure. On behalf of the Governing Council, management and staff of the PCN. I want to thank the leadership of both chambers of National Assembly, the Senate and House Representative, through the chairman of the committees on health, for all the support given to PCN towards the actualization of this project. I want to specifically mention Honourable Chike Okafor, who was then the chairman, House Committee on Health Services, that first of all initiated the construction of this. And then to complete it, for it to be like this, and when you go in to see what is inside, we need to also give special credence and mention his name specifically for his great support, Senator Dr. Ibrahim Yahaya Oloriegbe, for his great support. And you know, when you are allocated funds by federal government, you don't just go and sit down. So I want to also specially recognize and thank Honourable Tanko Sununu for his oversight function to ensure that the money is accounted for, whether day or night. So thank you, sir, for your oversight functions. I want to thank you very much for that. It is also pertinent to acknowledge the oversight provided at various times by the National Assembly, ministries, departments, and agencies, including Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Office of the Auditor General of the Federation, Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget, and National Planning, amongst others. So if the federal government allocates ₦1 to you, you better be serious, because all these agencies, I'm telling you, we definitely come. So we thank God they have come, they've seen, but we have conquered. And the PCN Governing Council throughout the execution phase to ensure that the project is delivered to meet the desired objective. Let me emphasize that the new Lagos Zonal Office Building being commissioned today has about 150 capacity auditorium, 6 syndicate rooms for meetings, and 39 offices for staff with a spacious library. In view of the strategic importance of the building, the library would be equipped with modern facilities to serve as a capacity development and drug information center. This project will collectively, among other things, build a seamless organization which is people-centered and technology-driven, motivate the workforce towards self-development and job satisfaction, and also address service delivery challenges, thereby bringing the impact of PCN regulatory mandate to the doorstep of stakeholders and the general public. In conclusion, let me, on behalf of the Governing Council Chairman, Professor Ahmed, Mora, FPSN, MNI, members of the PCN Governing Council, management, and staff of PCN, appreciate His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for providing the enabling environment to achieve this project in Lagos State. And for chairing today's event, I want to humbly appreciate the Honourable Minister of Health, Dr. Osagie Ehanire, MD, FWACS, Honourable Minister of State for Health, Senator Dr. Adeleke Olorunimbe Mora, the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Health, and the House Committee on Health, distinguished Senators Dr. Ibrahim Yahaya Oloriegbe and Honourable Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu, our Father of the Day, Prince Julius Adelusi Adeli UMNI, Royal Father of the Day, His Royal Majesty Igwe Alexander Uzo Onyindu, FPSN, President of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Pharmacist Mazi Samohambua, FPSN, Dr. Mrs. Stella Okole, MON, Chairman, Committee of Registrars of Health Professions in Nigeria, and the Registrar and Secretary, Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, Dr. Farouk Umar Abubakar, Captains of Industries, and all dignitaries, my dear colleagues, and my staff, I thank you all, and God bless you.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let's give a hard round of applause. That's our registrar who just gave that beautiful remark. Very quickly, I'd like to bring on the remarks of the chairman, Governing Council of the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria. With a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Professor Ahmed Tijjani Mora. A round of applause for him, please.
The chairman of this occasion, in the person of the Governor of Lagos State, His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who is ably represented by the Director of Pharmaceutical Services in the Lagos State Ministry of Health, our own DPS. Let me most respectfully please adopt the protocol already established by the Registrar of the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria because of the area of personalities that are here. At any rate, I'll be mentioning names actually during my this text of welcome address. When the history of the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria is the federal government agency saddled with the responsibility of regulating and controlling pharmacy, education and training, as well as practice is written. 3 sets of days will be written in gold from the perspective of enabling facility towards actualizing the mandate of the council. Today, Friday, October 29, 2021, a day the newly built Lagos Zonal Office, LAZO, will be officially commissioned is one of such dates. The first of such dates was Tuesday, August 16, 2005, when the head office of the registry of the PCN at the Idu Industrial Area, Idu, Abuja, FCT, was officially commissioned by Professor Eyitayo Lambo, the then Honourable Minister of Health. That was the time we had Emeritus Professor Festus Adio Ogumbono as the chairman of the Governing Council. Thank you very much, Professor. The second dates were a cluster of a kind. October 26, 27, 29th, 30th, 2009, when the prototype zonal and state offices constructed from foundation to completion in Mina, Niger State, Bauchi State, Ibadan, Oyo State, and Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, respectively, were commissioned by the then governors of this state. I remember that time very well. It was a marathon thing during the chairmanship of Professor Elijah Sokomba. The prototype office was commissioned in Mina on a Monday, 26th. We proceeded to Bauchi. We did Bauchi on Tuesday. We came back to Abuja. We had the FNGPC meeting. And we traveled to Ibadan the following day, Thursday. And then by Friday morning, we were in Calabar. There was no airport in Uyo that time. And then we went to Uyo to do the commissioning. Between Mina and Abuja, we stopped by in Kaduna for the foundation laying ceremony of the Kaduna office. Today's event is therefore a continuation of the efforts of the Governing Council in ensuring that enabling environments are created and maintained for the management of the PCN under the leadership of the Registrar to actualize Governing Council's decisions and other routine registry activities with ease. As we speak now, the newly completed Lagos Zonal Office is the 45th zonal and state office of the PCN since the commencement of the decentralization process initiated in 2005 to ensure easy access by stakeholders to the offices of PCN to carry out their official engagements. Out of the 45 zonal and state offices, as well as the head office and registry of the PCN physically owns 9 of these, including this one. These are in the state capitals and the federal capital territory, as mentioned earlier. The council is most grateful to have the acceptance of His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the Governor of Lagos State, to chair the occasion, and our own Honourable Minister, Dr. Osagie, Ehanire, as the special guest of honor, ably represented by the director, brand new director that is, of the Food and Drug Department in the Federal Ministry of Health. Our special guest, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Health, Dr. Senator Yahaya Ibrahim Oloribe, and his counterpart in the House of Representatives, Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu, all of them seasoned medical practitioners, deserve commendation for being here today to identify with the PCN. Our former Honourable Minister of Health, and pharmacist of repute, the doyen of pharmacists in Nigeria, Prince Julius Adelusi Adelu, MNI, has always been an inspiring figure to PCN and the profession generally. We are most grateful, sir, for coming to this occasion. His Royal Majesty, Igwe Pharmacist Alex Uzo Onyido, FPSN, the Eda Chuamaga 1 and first-class traditional ruler in Ogidi, Idemili local government area of Anambra State, need no special introduction. Igwe, thank you very much for coming. The Igwe, as the royal father of the day, has always supported the PCN in ensuring the ethics of the practice are maintained and improved upon. The chairman of the Committee of Registrars of the health profession, our own Malam Farouk, Dr. Farouk Abubakar, who is also the registrar of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, is here. Thank you very much, Registrar, for coming. Dr. Chief Mrs. Stella Okoli, the icon of pharmaceutical manufacturing in Nigeria, the one with the biggest pharmaceutical manufacturing facility in this country. Ma, thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming. Pharmacist Salim Farouk, a pharmacist of repute, the DG of SON, is represented by his classmate in ABU, Professor O.O. Kule. Prof, you're welcome. Dr. Monica, representing the DG of NAFDAC, you're also welcome. Yesterday, Thursday, October 28th, 2021, the 43rd Governing Council meeting took place with most of the 72 members in attendance, and they are all here today to witness this historic occasion. I thank members of my council. Finally, to our special guest, registry staff, under the leadership of the registrar, Dr. Elijah Mohammed, captains of pharma industry, chairman of the technical groups of PSN, as well as the leadership of the PSN, at the neck of the PSN and other stakeholders, we say a big thank you for your presence and support. Thank you for listening, while wishing you safe trip back to your respective locations at the end of this memorable event. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, Chairman of the Council. You're welcome. Thank you very much for that remarks to usher. Okay, for those remarks to welcome us to this event. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in our midst the President, West Africa Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, Professor Mrs. Cecilia Iguelo. You're welcome, huh? Also, okay, most of the others have been, okay. Representing the Secretary General of the WAPCP, Professor Ibrahim Oriagba, we have Dr. Benga Fajamirokun. He's here in our midst. Let's appreciate him. You're welcome, sir. Very quickly, we will be bringing up the opening remarks by the chairman of the occasion, His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, after which we'll go into goodwill messages. We need to alter the flow of the goodwill messages a bit because of some exigencies that's happening. But ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, join me in welcoming Director of Pharmaceutical Services, Lagos State, Pharmacist Oyebisi Omolambe, as she presents the opening remarks of the chairman of the occasion, Action Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Highly distinguished members of the high table, distinguished members on the other side of the high table, ladies and gentlemen, I humbly request that I align with the already established protocol as I give the welcome address by Mr. Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. It gives me great pleasure to be invited here today as the chairman of the occasion of the official commissioning of the newly constructed, purpose-built and conducive Lagos Zonal Office Building of the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria. I welcome all the stakeholders and invited guests to Lagos, the Center of Excellence and Aquatic Splendor, and hope that you are all enjoying the hospitality of the good people of Lagos State. The PCN is a federal parastatal established by Act P17 LFN 2004 and is the umbrella body of all pharmacists with responsibility of regulating the pharmacy profession and practices in all ramifications. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to use this medium to enjoin pharmacists, both in public and private sector, to always remember that you are a part of a global family that is ever expanding its scope, which is necessary for the growth of a vibrant, and sustained economy. This is important to this present administration as regards quality healthcare service delivery, sanitization of drug distribution channels, as well as the creation of increased access to quality medicines to the populace. The Lagos State government will, on its part, continue to play a leading role in ensuring the implementation of comprehensive policies and interventions in line with the Pillar 2 mandate of the team's agenda, which refers to health and environment of this administration to ensure a healthier citizenry in the state. Finally, I'd like to congratulate the PCN for this laudable achievement, and most importantly, as for being invited as the chairman of the occasion to this great event. It is hoped that this newly commissioned PCN Lagos Zonal Office will be put to maximum use for the benefit of the pharmacists, the staff, and the general populace, and this will also be replicated in all zonal offices of the Federation. Thank you, and God bless you all. Ìtẹ̀síwájú ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ó ti di àjùmọ̀ṣe. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Honourable DPS. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me with the permission of the Registrar, I'll want to alter the Goodwill messages a bit. Dr. Stella Okoli needs to leave now to attend to some pressing issues at the factory in Shagamu, and so we have decided to bring her up now so that she can give her Goodwill message. She prioritized this event ahead of that, but she really needs to be on her way. So join me in welcoming Dr. Stella Okoli, MON, Chairman, CEO, Founder, Emzor Pharmaceuticals Industries Limited. Let's appreciate her with a round of applause as she gives us a Goodwill message. This will then be followed by the Chairman, Committee of Registrars of Health Professions. You're welcome, ma'am.
Is it the one you use? I want to say how happy I am. I want to say welcome everyone again. Okay, I got a sanitizer. That's not my Baenzo, but it's all right. I'm here to give a goodwill message. But what's a goodwill message? To show love, appreciation, thanksgiving to Almighty God for great things He has done and great things He continues to do in our country. In our country, in our association, you see what's happening today. The young people will see this building and know that one day they will be there. So, with thanksgiving to Almighty God for the commissioning of the newly constructed Lagos Zonal Office Building of the Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria, PCN, we, at Emzor Pharmaceutical Industries Limited, the foremost indigenous pharmaceutical company in Nigeria, the home of unlimited wellness, we hereby congratulate our government, our legislators, as should be exchanging cards. Congratulate the pharmacists and continually to thank PCN and other related, pharma bodies for the great work they are doing amidst difficulties. And to say, please continue to do good, continue to work hard, because hard work pays. That's what our young ones see, and that's the hope that they have. That's what the Almighty God sees, and continue to strengthen us. So, in this our noble profession, as men of honor, we join hands. EMSO join hands with you on the road to innovation, strategies, and transformation in the service of our good people of Nigeria, to ensure that the labor of our founding fathers is not in vain. We look forward beyond all challenges and collectively believe that with the commissioning of the newly constructed Lagos Zonal Office, that by the special grace of God, this noble work, we shall reap the fruit. And it will help the whole of the pharmacy profession, both old, young, and new, and those who join us in the future, that we will continue to build a prosperous and healthy and happy nation. Once again, my best regards and congratulations. We thank God for this noble achievement by PCN, empowered by our government. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's give another round of applause to the Amazon, Dr. Stella Okoli. Thank you very much, ma'am. Next. All right. Next, I'd like to invite the chairman, Committee of Registrars of Health Professions, Dr. Farouk Omar Abubakar, to give his goodwill message. Let's appreciate him as he comes forward. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. The chairman of the occasion, the chairman, Senate Committee of Health, and chairman, Senate Committee on Healthcare Services, may I stand on duly established existing protocol. Thank you. The distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it will give me pleasure, great delight and honor to be invited as one of the guests to commission of the newly constructed Lagos Zonal Building of the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria. I wish to commend the board and management of the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria for the passions and commitment in pursuing its mandate of regulating and controlling pharmacy education, training and practice in all aspects and its ramifications. The zonal office was put in place in order to improve the relationship between the Pharmacists Council and the state by bringing the services of the council closer to the state and also ensure proper coordination of the council activities within the state of the federation. This giant stride achieved is highly commendable. The committee, the zonal office, the Committee of Registrar of Health Profession in Nigeria is proud of these great feats attained by the Pharmacists Council to effectively regulate the control of training and practice of pharmaceutical services providers through the instrumentality and capacity building. And I want to say the committee is proud of the Pharmacists Council and we really enjoy the good working relationship. It is our hope that this new office will assist the Council in continuing the regulation and control of practice of pharmacies, determine the professional standard in pharmacy, and ensuring the establishment and maintenance of registers of pharmacists. We believe that the new office will reduce the pressure by decentralizing council activities, boost efficiently, enhance coordination of activities, and improve relationship between the council and the state, as well as improve revenue. On behalf of the executive and members of the Committee of Registrars of Health Profession in Nigeria, I congratulate the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria on the commission of this new office and pray to Almighty God to continue to strengthen them and give them the wisdom and ability to serve the entire country. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'll be inviting the Director General, Standards Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Salim, ably represented by no less a personality than Professor Kunle. Let's appreciate him with a round of applause.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to skip the protocols. I come here this morning on behalf of Malam Farouk Salim, a pharmacist, Director General of the Standard Organization of Nigeria, and like had been introduced, a classmate of mine, and I say another classmate of ours, pharmacist Laomi Peters, is also somewhere in the audience. The only excuse that the Director General can give that is valid for not being here is the fact that he was summoned by his bosses, and that is the National Assembly. He is going to defend the budget. So, distinguished Senator, Honourable Member of the House, we do appreciate, like the Registrar has said, what it takes, the cooperation that it takes, the permission and the support it takes from you to have an edifice like this. I, on a personal note, am particularly honored and humbled to be here this morning in a very historic location. The last time I came into these premises, it was to get a license from that not so beautiful building in front of us, and to be attended to on the corridor of the building, if you remember in the 80s. That's how we were attended to here. So I want to, on behalf of the Director General, specially commend Pharmacist Mohammed, who came in from the private sector and seems to have now conquered the politics of the public sector, and whose combination with the chairman, my senior colleague, one I respect so much, pharmacist Professor Ahmed Mora, in getting this structure up here. As pharmacists, looking at the program for the Goodwill messages, a simple calculation will show we have less than 3 minutes each. So I'm going to do this very quickly. As pharmacists, as a pharmacist in the Standard Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Salim and myself working with him, and also another of our classmates, Pharmacist Emeka Duru, have come to realize the beauty of the training that pharmacy has given. We are able to fit into anything very, very quickly, but we have also learned a very sobering lesson, that standards are the single most important thing in the life of a nation. While, of course, the Standard Organization has no direct bearing on maintaining the standards of our profession, we do appreciate the fact that we've got to do everything to standards. And that is the one thing that we know the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, in spite of monumental challenges, has tried to do. As a result of that, we do offer the comradely arm of the Standard Organization of Nigeria, which today essentially is run by pharmacists, to collaborate with pharmacists, the Pharmacists Council. Please note, we understand clearly that the Standards Organization of Nigeria has no role in the regulating of our profession, but as a technical body recognized by the Constitution of Nigeria to ensure the setting and maintenance of standards in every aspect of life, we offer the technical competence of that organization. You may not have heard much about it, but it has wonderful professionals there, well-trained in the ISO and several standards, who will be ready to provide guidance, training, and whatever other support the Pharmacists Council may need to put in place standards to ensure that our profession continues to stand out. Finally, as the Director General of SON, he also loves to have structures. Unfortunately, in Lagos, we are still a bit homeless. So we are quite envious of what has been achieved here. And you can be sure that after this, we will be talking with the registrar and the chairman to find out how to do it so beautifully and in such a short time. When I was coming here, I didn't quite know my way and the driver was struggling. And as soon as we were outside the gate and I saw this building, I said, that is where I'm going. That is the pride of pharmacy. This is a beautiful building. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Kunle. That was very well done. Sorry, I'm looking for my classmates. So. We have work to do. All right, I'll drop the message to my classmates. That's it. I don't have my classmates. I'm not, we are my classmates. So. But we are coming. You know, we are still at this point, I choose to be YPG. We are still young. All right, while the remarks was going on, we had coming into our midst, former Registrar, Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, Mrs. H.D. Kayit. Please stand up for recognition, madam. You're welcome to our midst. You're welcome, ma'am. The applause shows the love we have for you, ma. All right, very quickly, the DG NIPRID, Dr. Obi Adigwe, is caught up in traffic on his way. But then, very quickly, I'll bring up Director General, National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, ably represented by no less a personality, ladies and gentlemen, by Dr. Monica Emujeze, Director R&R. Let's appreciate her as she takes the microphone.
The Chairman, Your Excellency, Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, ably represented by the distinguished pharmacist and Director of Pharmaceutical Services, Lagos State, the Honourable Minister of Health, ably represented by the Director of Food and Drugs, Pharmacist Arabiana, Chairman of the Governing Council of the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, distinguished Senator Yahya Oloriegbe, Honorable Member, House Committee on Health, Honorable Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu, the Father of the Day, Prince Julius Adelusi Adeluyi, our Royal Father, His Royal Majesty Igwe Uzo Onyido, distinguished members of the High Table, all heads of agency here represented, members of the Council of the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, distinguished pharmacists, senior colleagues, fellows of the PCN, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's still morning. Good morning. Let me first of all extend the apologies of the Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Christiana Adeye, on her inability to be here in person, and convey her appreciation and compliments to the Registrar and the Chairman of the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, Pharmacist Elijah Mohammed, and Professor Ahmed Tijjani Mora. She asked me to specially convey her appreciation for the invitation and her apologies on her inability to be here. As a sister agency of government charged with a mandate to ensure the regulation of quality products and pharmaceuticals within our jurisdiction, we have continued to work collaboratively with the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria to ensure that we have quality products and collaborate with them as they regulate the practice of pharmacy within Nigeria. On that vein, we congratulate their efforts to commission this building today, the Lagos Zonal Office, and wish them all the best as they continue to discharge their mandate to the credit of pharmacy as a profession and to the pride of us all. I won't say too much. We do align with their efforts, and we will continue to work collaboratively with them in that charge. And thank you all for the invitation this morning. Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Monica Imujeze. Next, I'll be bringing up the President, Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Pharmacist Mazi Sam Owamoa, who is ably represented at this program by the National Secretary of the PSN, Pharmacist Benga Falabi. Let's appreciate him as he comes forward to give the goodwill message of the PSN. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning. The chairman of this great occasion, His Excellency, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, ably represented here amongst us, the brand new Director of Pharmaceutical Services, Pharmacist BC Omalambe, my Lagos daddy, here present, Prince Julius Adelusi Ehanire, the chairman of the Governing Council, Senator Yaya Oloregbe, the chairman, Senate Committee on Health. Permit me to stand on other already established existing protocols. I want to bring greetings from the President of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, their colleagues, who is unaffordably absent. You, of course, know that at the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, we are at the eve of the 94th Annual National Conference, which will be starting in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, on Monday. And I know many people here seated will be leaving for the conference from here. And that's why the president is not here this morning. He should be, while I am tidying up the secretariat for packaging programs and all that, to leave for Port Harcourt. Unfortunately, he had to be called out to somewhere else. So that's why I had to come in late. Definitely that is not in the training, nor is it in the practice of pharmacy. So I apologize for coming late to the occasion. Ladies and gentlemen here present, I certainly can corroborate what the double prophet Elijah said as a member of the F&GPC of the Governing Council of the PCN. I know that this building that we're commissioning today wouldn't have been without synergy within the National Assembly. That's what brought this to be. And if you don't mind and you're not tired, I want us to celebrate the representatives of the National Assembly here with us this morning. And it's also this synergy that the President of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria will wish that I also ask that all of us as members of the healthcare team embrace, so that we can jointly be able to give better therapeutic outcome to our patients, who are the reason why we are what we are as healthcare professionals. To the glory of God, we're happy that this building finally is being commissioned, and we believe that the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, now with a more conducive Lagos Zonal Office, will be able to discharge more on their responsibilities. And the double prophet leading them at the moment, we want to congratulate you. This is happening at your time. And I'm also happy as an October-born son that is happening in the month of October, this particular commissioning. And so, therefore, on behalf of the President, NEC, Council, and members of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, I want to congratulate the Pharmacists Council, being led by Professor Mora and his team. And I want to believe that the most expected, the most promised change that the PCN has been mouthing will begin to come to pass now that a befitting edifice has been provided by the government of Nigeria for your work. And I want to also, at this point, rounding off, wish our members and our invited guests that will be traveling to Port Harcourt for the national conference, safe journey. The conference has been fully packaged, is ready, and is loading, and is loading very fast, and we'll wait at Port Harcourt to receive each and every one of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Secretary of PSN. Now we'll be inviting. Okay. We have apologies from Professor Sokomba Famazuike, former registrar, and the Pharmacists invited guests for today. They're unavoidably absent. We recognize the apologies sent in. We have in our midst MDCU Trustee Drugs, Atlanta, USA, and Lagos, Pharm, Ohio. Please stand up for recognition. Thank you. You're welcome. We have National President, Association of Pharmaceutical Product Marketers of Nigeria, Mr. Adekombi Afolabi. Okay, you're welcome. We have the WPCP Nigeria Chapter Chairman, Dr. Mrs. Margaret Obono in our midst. You're welcome. Let's appreciate her. All right, next I'll be bringing on board the one Professor Kunle said the DG went to meet his employers. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the people who make things happen in our dear country. And I'd like to most humbly invite the Chairman, House Committee on Health, Honourable Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu, as he comes to give us the Goodwill message. You're welcome, sir.
The representative of Lagos State Governor, my elder brother and senior colleague, distinguished Senator Dr. Ehanire, the Chairman, Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, Right Honourable His Excellency Dr. Boluga, a colleague in the National Assembly, and a strong member whom I have enjoyed so much support from in my committee, and who are also classified as one of the engine room of running of Committee on Healthcare Services. All other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, good morning, or afternoon. Well, I'm full of joy that today, while others see legislative executive parley has been a rubber stamp sort of relationship, but we are now witnessing an edifice that is going to be commissioned, which is a product of legislative executive parley. For the council to find that National Assembly has the wherewithal to support the activities of the council, and for the council to approach members of National Assembly and justify why this investment has to be done, and for the National Assembly to be convinced that there is justification to do this. And for us to see it being actualized today shows that really collaboration at any level is the major thing we can go on. So I wish to congratulate the council on behalf of all Nigerians that this edifice that is going to be commissioned today should be properly used so as to serve the purpose for which it is designed. As a chairman of the committee and as a resolution of the Joint House Committee of National Assembly, strengthening the council and regulatory bodies, we find it as the most vital way to go. We can never get it right if we cannot respect the ethic of our profession, if we cannot work within the ambit of the law that establishes us. And I think that's why we all agree here that we are losing our value, whether we accept it. I'm saying this as a professional and a medical doctor, but all of us, the team in the health, are losing our value because we allowed vacuum, and nature does not accept vacuum. Where we refuse to venture into, quacks are venturing into it. And they are attracting more than what we can attract. And I think that's not the way to go. And the only way we can rescue ourselves is for our council to stand and meet aspiration and expectation of the acts that establish their existence. And so when we cannot do that, I must share this. Just a few weeks back, we all know that how this country was ravaged by outbreak of cholera. And what was obvious, the major gap that was obvious, was lack or non-availability of intravenous fluid almost nationwide. Kebbi, Sokoto, Zamfara, where I came from, you cannot find intravenous fluid to resuscitate your patient. And I have to work hard. I reached out to the immediate past president, your past president, not immediate, whom I served as a Secretary General of NMA when he was the president, Dr. Pharmacist Yakasai. And I called, I said, past president, what is really happening? Is it that we don't have enabling ground for us, the manufacturing sector of health, to protect this nation and safeguard it? And the answer is, we don't have the enabling ground. Because importation of consumables, health-related, are more profitable and therefore disallowed the local proliferation and strengthening of manufacturing industries in the country, especially pharmaceutical. And this, for a country like Nigeria that has over 200 million, it's a sad story of our time and we should not allow it to. So I think I have to call on us to see how we can collaborate. Look at the legislation. Just yesterday during our budget defense, NIPRID, NAFDAC, NIMA here, your neighbor, and which other organization were there. So I was shocked despite the fact that our research institutions have produced so many, including reagents, that here we have where we deal in terms of resources, finances, technical know-how to produce it. But they just remain in our archives as the success story of our research institution. And I made them, I appealed them, and thereafter we consulted a committee to go and look what is needed policy-wise, legislative-wise that can be done to strengthen our local manufacturing industry. I believe if we didn't do that, a time will come when you ask your son to go and study and follow your lineage, and he will tell you he will not do, because there is no future in that. So I'm a firm believer that we can work together, strengthen our manufacturing industry so that this country can be protected. No country will give its health to another country in terms of consumables and think that that country can survive. That cannot happen, and we must change the directive. With this, I want to congratulate once more the council for this wonderful listen. I must tell you that it's just going to be it's a success, but I felt that really I must say it, that the going of your registrar in the near future, just in the next few months to come, is something life-touching. For one reason, it's somebody that consults a lot, listens a lot, and he put in corrective measures. I remember our oversight to the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria. We made so many suggestions, and today I can comfortably say that all those implementation in our last oversight function has been implemented, and the council is becoming strengthened. And more grace to your elbow. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member of the House. So, Chairman House Committee on Health, Honourable Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu. I'm just getting used to these things. All right. Very quickly, I'd like to recognize, this is the zonal, Lagos Zonal Office of PCN, and they work with PCN and the Lagos State Ministry of Health. They work hand in hand. And in the recent past, we've had very harmonious relationship between the Office of the DPS and the Lagos Zonal Director. Join me in recognizing the presence of Dr. Osagie, former DPS, Lagos State. You're welcome, ma'am. Mrs. Mosumola Beckley, former DPS, Lagos State. You're welcome. Thank you for the good work you've done ahead, upon which our current DPS is riding high. Ladies and gentlemen, with the very kind permission of the Chairman Senate Committee on Health, I'd like to recognize the presence of Dr. Teresa Pounds, President, Nigerian Association of Pharmacists and Pharmaceutical Scientists in the Americas. If you are on the numerous social media platforms of pharmacy, just yesterday she was in a meeting with the First Lady of the country. Today she's here. Let's appreciate her and invite her with the permission of the Senate, the Chairman, Senate Committee on Health, to give a short goodwill remarks on behalf of our colleagues in the Americas. A round of applause for Dr. Teresa Pounds. Her energy is unbelievable. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocols. And I'm really very happy to be here. You know why? Because Lagos. I grew up here in Lagos. Surulere, I keep saying it. I'm a Lagosian, and it's always a pleasure to come back home. So thank you all for having me. Let me just say a few things about our relationship. As you all know, NAPSA stands for Nigeria Association of Pharmacists and Pharmaceutical Scientists. We have been blessed to have had good relationship with the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria. I really want to stress that. The PharmD program that happened today is through the efforts of PCN. NAPSA working with PCN and a lot of key people here. So a lot of accomplishments have really happened. So, and it means a lot. This PharmD, when we talk about taking care of our patients, we need our pharmacists to really be able to hold that skill. So on the basis of that, and there's a whole lot of more things that NAPSA would like to do with PCN that is in the works. So I'm going to keep it short. I just want to recognize the fact that I'm happy I'm here, and that I want to congratulate PCN for a job well done. I haven't had a chance to see the building, but just being around, I can see that anything PCN does, they do with class. So again, congratulations. And there's more to come in terms of collaboration of NAPSA, PCN, PSN, taking care of key issues in our country, Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pounds. All right, so once again, I would like to appreciate the Chairman, Senate Committee on Health for allowing us to disrupt the agenda a bit to accommodate the good remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, now with a rousing round of applause, join me in welcoming distinguished Senator Dr. Ibrahim Yahaya Oloriegbe as he gives us his goodwill remarks straight from the Senate. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. The chairman of the occasion, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, ably represented by the Director of Pharmaceutical Services in Lagos State, my brother and colleagues, the Chairman, House of Rep Committee on Health Services, Honourable Dr. Tanko Sununu, other members of National Assembly present, our father and elder statesman, Prince Julius Adelusi. We thank the good Lord for your health and for being there for us in Nigeria. our royal father, the Igwe. On that note, I will say all other protocols respectively and duly observed. This is a very big occasion being attended by the cream la cream of pharmacists and pharmaceutical industries in Nigeria. Let me start on the same note as my colleague started. I feel proud to be a member of National Assembly and being here today. I feel proud because a lot of times Nigerians don't understand the roles we play. And a lot of times, particularly the media, criticize us. What are we doing? What are you doing? This is one of the such occasions where we are able to demonstrate some of many things that we do, and we do it right. As being introduced, 3 of us are here. We are all professionals. So even if we are not in the National Assembly, just like many of you are here, we will be a successful, we have been successful professionals, and will continue to be. So, and as such, we carry to the National Assembly a lot of that professional experience, that training. Several people that have spoken here, starting from Prof, and even the president representing PCN, Ahmed, Political Society, says the training of pharmacists. The training we have all had as professionals also enables us anywhere we are to demonstrate that. I'm putting that on front to say that when we came on board in 2019, the registrar approached me specifically through one of another senators who know him before to say, look, I have this project, there's no budget. The executive, the Ministry of Health did not put it in the budget. So it is the National Assembly that gave money for this building in 2020 budget and in 2021 budget. So myself and my colleagues approved that budget. This to show because we listened to him and we saw it important. We saw it important because, like several speakers have said, we are aware that Lagos is the hub of professionals in Nigeria. I'm surprised when I came on board to learn that Lagos does not have an office. When the chairman was talking, he spoke about the ones they've commissioned. Lagos ought to be the first because just like medicine also, I'm sure more than 50% of pharmacists practicing in Nigeria are here, just like more than 50% of doctors practicing in Nigeria are in Lagos. So, but it is also always better late than never. So on that note, I congratulate all pharmacists in Nigeria and indeed all Nigerian pharmacists in the world for this achievement. And particularly on your behalf, I know he's doing his work, thank your registrar. I collaborate with what my colleague said. He's a very good registrar who understands how to build relationships, how to network. Because I'm saying that because that is part of how you can achieve results. Without his ability, and I hope you'll be able to get a very good person to replace him so that you can continue to achieve. Because as you are doing this, last year again, he approached us about the Lagos Zonal Office, which we put some resources for. And I wonder what will happen to such. So we know he's leaving, but I'm sure he has left a lot of legacy, just like the MC said. So this is an occasion also through which one will have to emphasize, just as my colleague did, on some key issues that is happening in the health sector and health industry in Nigeria. The first one I want to mention is the need for harmony and collaborations among professionals in the sector. We all serve one thing, and I said thing because we serve human being. It's the patient. It's only compartmentalized for that service to be delivered. No one of the members of the profession can achieve the objectives or the outcome expected without the collaboration. But the ceremony in Nigeria is so pathetic. But it hasn't been like that. For some of us, as young as I am, I've been in the profession for close to 40 years. When we are training, it's not like that. I often said when people come to the assembly, I was trained how to take delivery by a midwife. No, it's not a doctor, it's not an obstetrician that will teach you how to take delivery. I was taught pharmacology, pharmaceutics, one we learned, by pharmacists. It's from the Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences that will come and teach us pharmacology. And you have to take pharmacology from year 1 to year 5. It's 5 years program because you take it in preclinicals, and then in clinicals, you take clinical pharmacology. So it is one profession. It is not a doctor that will teach me pharmacology. It's not a doctor that will teach you how to take delivery, and so on. It's a what do you call it? In the lab in those days, It wasn't lab scientists, it was lab technicians that we have. But where did we get it wrong in this country? We have to search and come together for the interest of our country. Let everybody keep their lane, do their role, and perform what they are trained to be. As they said in Yoruba, so everybody has their, if you have bells, what it means in English is that the sky is wide enough for all birds to fly. So that's number one. Number two is also to think about quackery and its effects, particularly for this profession where we are. Just 2 days ago or so, one clerk of a committee brought some people to me, and I've attended. I was saying, they said, Drug Dealers Association of Nigeria. And I was asking the that come that, as far as I know, as chairman of the committee and as a health professional, it's only pharmacists that I know that should still deal in drug. And I know pharmacists are not drug dealers. Pharmacists are pharmaceutical society. So, but they exist. And so what are we doing as a country? So I throw this back to PCN to be able to look at what do we do? Because we are non-pharmacists, peddle drugs. That's what if I'm allowed to, isn't it? They are peddlers. They are not, because they are not trained to be able to do that. But they have bigger role to play in the industry. The thing associated with that is also for us to see when we are trained as pharmacists, when I use the word we because also I'm in the sector, it's not only for us to be sellers of drugs. We are trained as professionals, as scientists, to conduct research, to manufacture, to do this. We need to go back to that. Most of us are traders. That's why we have drug dealers coming in. As just like my colleague said, we should be able to, this country, like you saw what happened when COVID came. All countries shut their borders and so on. India, China, they are not bringing in drugs. If it has lasted longer than that, where do we get drugs? So we in the National Assembly can work with PCN, with particularly the pharmaceutical sector, to see how do we go to the financial sector to get resources to support translation of research into products. These are the challenges that we have in this industry, particularly in the sector where the professionals that are here come from. We need to get Nigerian products. And when we get Nigerian products, we will, as National Assembly, support. I'm sure some of you will watch last week when we are discussing about government taking loans. We have told the ministry, I'm happy that we have the director for food and drugs here, that it should be a time we should push back as a country where people will give us loan and give conditionalities that the product must be WHO accredited. If we have product manufactured in Nigeria and it's been accredited and licensed by our regulatory body NAFDAC, it's for Nigerians. Let us use it. Forget about WHO accrediting it. As far as we say it's safe for us, it should be safe for us. This has happened in many countries. Look at South Africa and the HIV drugs. It is where South Africa insisted that HIV drugs would be it will be the generics, that you see the price of HIV drugs coming down. So if we manufacture nets in Nigeria, we manufacture paracetamol, we manufacture all other or any product. If a donor is giving us money, please in the ministry tell them we should patronize Nigeria companies. This is the only way we can get better. This is the only way we can improve, we can make pharmaceutical industry to survive. On that note, finally, let me once again congratulate the pharmacist sector and pharmacist industry and pharmaceutical industry in Nigeria, and the registrars, the council, for achieving this great feat. Thank you. God bless you.
I'm learning every day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with the very kind permission of the Chairman, Senate Committee on Health, distinguished Senator Dr. Ibrahim Yahaya Oluri, may I say, sir, you have spoken very well. You have spoken our minds, and we believe with you on that seat, the much needed change within the health sector will get much catalytic support. Ladies and gentlemen, with his kind permission, I will now bring Honourable Pharmacist Ikemboju Dele Gboluga, our own member of the House of Reps, to come and speak to us and give a goodwill message at this very auspicious occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Pharmacist Dele Gboluga as he mounts the lectern. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I will start by demonstrating my gratitude to the Chairman, Senate Committee on Healthcare Services, distinguished Senator of the Federal Republic, Senator Oloriegbe. I equally recognize my powerful chairman, indefatigable, hardworking chairman, House Committee on Healthcare Services, Dr. Sununu, who happens to be a member of the Presidential Task Force on Health too, distinguished Senator, my chairman. We thank you so much for being here today. In actual sense, I think I should be giving vote of thanks because this is my community, but we'll allow someone else to do that job. But I want to convey my gratitude for your presence, the generous time you've given to us. It's usually an enormous task to speak when a distinguished senator, chairman, House Committee, chairman, House of Representative Committee has spoken. I feel, what else am I going to say? However, I'm proud to be here, and I want to recognize equally our father, a pace setter, the man with vision, former Minister of Health of this Federal Republic, our leader, someone we have so much respect for, Prince Julius Adeloye. My leader, thank you so much for what you have done. May God bless you. I'm just going to add just a few things to what our leaders have enumerated. Mr. Chairman, our senator, allow me to demonstrate my juvenile indiscretion by recognizing somebody here. Although it's not on the high table, but it's a schoolmate, hardworking, very good friend. He's done so much for pharmacy profession and the healthcare profession as well. He's my classmate in the university. He's a fellow Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Bode Ogunjemiyo. That's the chairman, Hospital Pharmacists of Nigeria. Thank you so much. God bless you. The challenges of healthcare delivery in the 21st century is not something that can be viewed from the parochial or subjective point of looking at it individualistic. There is need for cooperation. More than ever, to achieve the desired health in this century, it is not something the pharmacy profession can do alone. There's need for collaboration. And again, I don't think the chairman of the council is there, but it's duly recognized. You need to be there this morning upstairs. You need to appreciate what the chairman and the Registrar Pharmacy Council has achieved. You will need to see the passion, the dedication with which he was approaching our senator and our chairman House of Committee today. That is what is needed. And please, I want everyone to give a hand to applaud his contribution and to make sure this edifice behind us has happened. This wouldn't have taken place without the collaboration and cooperation of the two committees of the Senate and House of Representatives. Whatever we do here has to be approved. And I know what these two leaders have done for healthcare delivery in Nigeria. And my prayer is that God will continue to protect them and give them more wisdom and capabilities to take us forward. What we see behind us is not just an edifice. What is going to come out of here is not just policy, but new ideas and innovations that's going to drive our healthcare delivery system forward. New ideas, policies that is going to help us to provide desired, accessible, affordable healthcare system. Pharmacists cannot afford to stand alone. Pharmacists cannot afford to be onlooker. We have to participate. We have to get interested in politics. We have to get into how the policies are formulated. And I challenge my colleagues as well everywhere to be interested and to show that we need to work hand in hand so that we can get to where we are going. Mr. Chairman, our Senator, and our Chairman House Committee on Healthcare Services, we will be seeing so many things. Pharmacists will be demanding for us as a group of professionals and for our country as well. Our role is so fundamental, but we cannot do it alone. So please, we need to work hand in hand to make sure that what comes out of this building is not just meetings, policies, innovative ideas that can drive our profession and indirectly drive healthcare delivery. We are available at the National Assembly as a member house committee on healthcare services to take advice, queries, and to sit down together to reason together to bring issues that will drive our healthcare system in Nigeria. My chairman has talked about the issue of vaccines. My chairman has talked about the issue of shortage of pharmaceuticals and all these things that is plaguing us. Together, we can solve this problem. I thank you so much for listening. I never knew I was going to be asked to speak here. So thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, sir. You should know, pharmacists, we're always proud of our own, showing off our best at every opportunity. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to now invite remarks from the contracting firm. I invite Mr. Dan Asabe Dauda, representing the Circle Group of Companies, to make a very short remarks, after which we'll take two other short remarks before we invite the father of the day. You're welcome.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Permit me to stand on protocol exist. The word of joy, the word of joy and appreciation cannot be expressed. But we, Southie Group of Company, we are the custodian, contractor of Pharmaceutical Council Nigeria, Lagos Zonal Office Building. We wish to thank God for giving us guidance towards successfully completing of this project. Also, we will particularly thank the council chair. We Southie Group of Company, we wish to thank God for giving us guidance through successful completion of this project, Lagos Zonal Office. We particularly want to thank the council chairman the Registrar, the entire management staff of PCN for giving us this privilege to be part of this history. Also, we want to appreciate, every drop count in the ocean. That means including the laborers that help us to carry out this construction process from the beginning to the end. We really we really appreciate this opportunity. Also, we will be looking forward to partner with the good work this organization will in next future carry out across this nation. Finally, we are very, very grateful. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, as we, like you must have noticed, my prayer words are doing well. We are now at cruising altitude. Everything is moving fine. So I will now be bringing up most humbly the remarks by the father of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, if not for the brevity of time that we have, I would have gone into an elaborate introduction, but I'm sure he will reprimand me as a grandfather would an errant grandson. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming with a rousing round of applause our own Prince Julius Adelusi Adelui, as he gives us the remarks of the father of the day and my grandfather. You're welcome, sir.
I don't know about you, but this thing you cover your face with is not the easiest, especially if you are elderly like myself. I have been told that this version is efficient, but I have another edition that is here and easier to wear. But we must continue to obey the non-pharmaceutical regime that is demanded. Remember, it is called non-pharmaceutical. Now, even non-pharmaceutical is pharmaceutical. Every opportunity must be seized by every pharmacist to exploit beneficially all situations. And I think that the COVID time has given us an opportunity, but that's a story for another day. You also notice that when the builders were here, the lights went out on him, maybe from the generator. Maybe the registrar should be asking him to go and replace the generator before you sign the final papers. But seriously, we're here together today under the grace of God to witness a ceremony which should not be taken for granted. In 1958, Chinua Achebe published his work. Hello? Things Fall Apart. And in that particular publication, one Okonkwo told us a story of the lizard falling from a very high Iroko tree. And it fell down, looked around. Nobody congratulated him. And he started knocking his head, congratulating himself. Now, what we have done today with this building, even if nobody is congratulating us, we congratulate ourselves. Please, if there's any member of council or any worker in the registry near you, just give them a knuckle shake and say, well done. We just have to congratulate ourselves. Now, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you will notice I didn't go through protocols. Nigeria is a place where we emphasize on the most correct thing, and we leave the main clause. Protocols can always take care of themselves. And I feel that on this occasion, it is sufficient for us to congratulate the major players of today's occasion. First of them is Professor Ahmed Tijjani Mora. If you look at his background, he's a man who has gone through all levels, and now he is a Mayayen Sarke Muslimi of Sokoto. You don't get that kind of title on the shelf. You work for it. We have very many chairpersons of the council here. And since 1993, we've been trying to put up a building of this nature, but it has worked only during the time of Mora. So you are morally right, Mora, to claim. In any case, as people say, look at Chi Alayafi, God's time is the best. This is the time for it, and we are happy. We felicitate with you and your council. But I think also the hard-working person to put in the center of the circle is Alhaji Pastor Elijah Mohammed. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you know, we just go to this place and we take the environment for granted. We are really on a very special property of Nigeria. It is in these perimeters that the federal government decided to start higher education by setting up the Yaba Higher College in 1932. And it was the in thing at that time, and it was supposed to train a few selected people: forestry, medicine, pharmacy, veterinary surgeon, civil and mechanical engineering, and public service training. It is interesting that some of our leaders also went through here. People, for example, like even Akintola Williams, the known accountant, was here. In these premises, these are hallowed grounds. People like Shehu Shagari, they were here. People like Mike Opara, even our own Olu Akinkugwe, they were all here. Erejua, the late Erejua of Benin, the Oba of Asaba, Professor Edozian, not to talk of Ishaya Odu, and Professor Biobaku. So it's a place that has produced a lot. Also in 1948, all the students were moved with their lecturers to Ibadan to set up the loading dose of students. So this Yaba thing, but I tell you something, after all those left, who was here? The School of Pharmacy. Before you leave this place, check out where the School of Pharmacy has been and is. Even here where we are, used to be just a warehouse for that laboratory that looks very, very depressed there. So what you have done, Alhaji Mora and your council, is to bring life into a devalued environment, and I congratulate you. I want to say the next thing, and that is that we listened to the senator, distinguished Senator Olori Egbe, by his very name. He's naturally the leader of the committee. That's what Olori Egbe means. No wonder he spoke with such confidence. We also listened to the House of Reps chairman, Sununu. Listening to you, one would have thought that you were a speaker on other occasions. No wonder you won all those votes. And then we have our own pharmacists here. Now, the truth is that they came here, made very many observations, including the fact that pharmacists must put their minds at rest, that matters pharmaceutical can be addressed by pharmacists. That's a heavy observation. If your shirt or your tunic is dirty, and you keep on wearing it until somebody touches you and says, this shirt is dirty, you need to re-examine yourself. When it reaches a situation where other people now almost with unanimity are saying that something has to be done pharmaceutically to save this nation, then we pharmacists have to take another look at ourselves so that we can see how we can reset our profession, rejig our profession, rethink about our profession. It can be done. We have the people, ranging from distinguished professors in best universities to people who are practicing in the community. What we need to do is get together again, sink our differences. Every profession has differences. In fact, if a business is run by two men and they always agree, then one of them is not necessary. Therefore, if there is opposition to an issue, we must discuss it exhaustively, because jaw is always better than war. And the only way pharmacy can move forward is to work like a team. And if there's anybody who is a leader, who gets devastated by criticism or gets intoxicated by praise, is not a leader. A leader must focus on the focus so that he can become the focus. And these are the charges I'm giving to leaders of pharmacy. It's not enough to have brilliant speeches here. We must now consider our profession. It's a scientifically based profession, but it is unique in the health team. People don't understand pharmacy. And that's why even at the level of the World Health Organization, people are talking of doctors, nurses, physiotherapists. It never really flows into their lingo to put in pharmacists. There's a big hospital now that is just launched in Ikeja, one of the best, and there's some kind of medium advertising it for more than 5 minutes. And they're talking about their best doctors, their best nurses, their best physiotherapists, their best this. Not a single word about pharmacy. Pharmacy is a scientifically based profession that needs to be redefined to meet local needs so that we can become relevant, so that we can become respected, so that we can become seen as a responsible group of professionals. We can do that on our own. We don't need any help, but we need advocacy, talking more about our profession. We need teamwork so that we can work together irrespective of the differences. We can always agree to disagree. And we can also make sure that we do our networking. It is our networking that will improve our net worth. That's why I was very pleased with the young man here, member of the House of Reps, the pharmacist, Bolu. This is the kind of young man we should have invited to our PSN and charge him with the responsibility of bringing these people to our medium at Port Harcourt. Because unless you network, your net worth is queried. I believe that the other aspect of it is that pharmacists themselves must make sure that this young man is not lonely. If we go into the House of Reps, there should be many pharmacists. Whatever you did to become a member of the House of Reps, spread the news. And one day we will have a pharmacist who is a chairman of the health committee. Or, good. So these are the things I want to hear. But ladies and gentlemen, you have 2 in the Senate? How many? Right. Compare that with the number of lawyers. Compare that with the number of doctors. Aha. So, my people, you understand my message? Yes. If you have only 2 doctors in the Senate, and one of them is already a chairman of the health, then the pharmacist should be able to have membership in that place and become chairman. Okay. I'm happy you are here. I'm happy you are here so we can have this Senate hearing. And so when you go back to your committee, think pharmaceutically. And that is where the security of the nation is. Whatever is said, this is not to say that we don't appreciate you. Look at you. You have been here since 10 o'clock. And you're medical doctors. And you spoke so well. Of course we appreciate you. But we are saying that when we have teamwork, the more the merrier. And please follow. We shall be watching you. And all of you here looking so well dressed and staying away from leadership responsibility, we are watching you too. So finally, I just want to say that, ladies and gentlemen, this is a special day. We must congratulate all of you again, all the way from Mora, down to even the people who are managing Lagos. Where is Dr. Ukamaka Okafo, who is the head of the Lagos area, and all her team? They have been maintaining this place in the absence of the big boys in Abuja, and we appreciate them. But we need a pharmacy profession that has good optics, that has good audio, that can face the concomitant problems from leadership, and can make sure that whether we have 5th columnists or not, pharmaceutical matters are settled in-house to the benefit of all concerned. We must set up now good totems for the identity of our profession. We must reset the boundaries of our profession so nobody says we are going to their own profession. And we must, in fact, define renewed values for this profession. If we do all that, pharmacy becomes unstoppable. If we do all that, pharmacy becomes a satisfactory profession. We did not train for 5 years to become pharmacists for nothing. We are here now, and as the anthem of pharmacy says, just name it, we are there. Congratulations.
Quintessential delivery. Fire prayer. All right. I knew my prayer warriors were doing something. All right. Thank you very much. Quintessential delivery any day. Prince Julius Adelui, always a delight to listen to. Thank you very much, sir. And like you rightly charged, Honourable Member of the House, Pharmacist, Dele Boluga, please, hot soup for all of us. So that next year, front row, second row, third row, we'll be singing PSN anthem before we start House proceedings. All right, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting to the crescendo of this day's proceedings, but not without the royal blessings of the royal father of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me with a warm royal round of applause to bring up and invite His Royal Majesty Igwe Pharmacist Alex Uzonyedo, the Ezechu Amara I of Ogidi Kingdom. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, MC. Can I stand on the existing protocol to go on straight to my short speech? First of all, as the referee of this occasion, I'm highly excited and grateful that I'm part of this event, this epoch-making event. As a father, I think my main job is to comment all those who were involved in this project. I heard that this issue started I think in 2015, when the Prime Minister of Health gave this land, and this land was passed over to our able Registrar Elijah, who took it up, and then he have to interact, work his synergy with the House of Reps and state committees to assess the fund. So I think this race started from him, and then I must have to commend him for this effort he has made. It's not an easy thing to start from nowhere and get to this edifice. I'm overwhelmed with joy seeing this edifice. I will compare it with what we had in the early 90s by the late Alhaji Abdulaziz Rafindadi in Ido. May he so rest in peace. Because he came up as a young man. He was my classmate in the school. But by the time he stayed in Ido for 1 year, he built a similar project that nobody can, under a very meager income resources. So we are good in doing this project. So I commend Pharmacists in this regard. And they didn't do it alone. They did it with support of everybody, of the stakeholders, including myself and all of us. So as a royal father, I want to say that I will keep on advising my colleagues here, because I'm a stakeholder, that they should live up to the expectation of Pharmacists. They should, with this office now, it's over 39 office, it's enough for them to have a room to work. So I will recommend them to put the best use of this project so that their job will be fed all over. And also, I will also request and recommend to the chairman, to the state chairman on health, that we should also make effort to spread this zonal office to all over the whole zones. Had in Enugu State, where I came from, there's no office there. So I want to call on the current executive of PCN to also work hard to spread this zone to all over the country. I commend you very much. I thank you very much for your effort. May God give you more grace to work harder. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, the Royal Father of the Day. Ladies and gentlemen, now we'll be taking the address by the Honourable Minister of Health, Dr. Osagie Ehanire, who is ably represented by our own Director of Food and Drugs, Pharmacist Olubunmi Arabiana, as she gives us the address by the Honourable Minister. Let's appreciate her as she comes forward to give the address. You're welcome, ma.
Distinguished guests of the high table, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to align on existing protocol. But before I read the minister's speech, I want to extend the apologies of the leadership of the Ministry of Health. Firstly, I want to say that the Honourable Minister would have loved to be here, but he's away, is actually out of the country. The Honourable Minister of State is equally out of the country. And the permanent secretary that agreed until last night to be with us was mandated to appear before the Senate Committee on Finance today. And he had no choice but to obey the masters. We have some of them here, and they know what it takes when they invite you and you don't come. So I just want us to please accept the apologies while I take the minister's speech. So the voice you will be hearing going forward is the voice of the Honourable Minister of Health, Osagie Ehanire. And I read, "It is my pleasure to be at this occasion of the official commissioning of the newly built Lagos Zonal Office of the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria. This project commissioning is coming at an auspicious time when the world is battling with the COVID-19 pandemic and the need to modernize our health system. The Federal Ministry of Health is committed to providing quality health care towards the attainment of the universal health coverage in line with the resolutions of the Sustainable Development Goals. Hence, the Federal Ministry of Health has prioritized the upgrading and strengthening of its institutions to provide desirable services in the face of global health challenges. The approval to utilize the piece of land used for this structure by the ministry was based on the conviction and commitment to strengthen the operations of PCN towards optimal performance. This is one of the several projects by the federal government to reposition the health system to be more purposeful and responsive. The federal government will continue to promote and provide enabling environment for desirable development in healthcare delivery system. This underscores the importance the administration of President Mohammed Buhari puts to improving the health sector for the country. I wish to reiterate what was stated in the inaugural speech of the current Governing Council in June 2020, that it is paramount that the pharmacy profession in Nigeria must adapt and transform to the current realities and changes in the world. There is need for innovation in collaborative ways to position the practice of pharmacy in a more productive and lucrative perspective that should be able to transform to the expectation of the population. At this point, let me commend the efforts of PCN for the giant strides on this laudable project and encourage that you use this structure judiciously, should be well utilized for the intended purpose. The Federal Ministry of Health would continue to encourage and support health regulatory agencies in their efforts to discharge their duties, especially in the provision of facilities and office accommodations for their operations. However, the Federal Ministry of Health wished to further charge the Pharmacists Council to continue to rise to the challenge of ensuring quality service delivery in the discharge of their mandate. I wish to thank the Executive Governor of Lagos State and the good people for the continuous support to the federal health institutions in the state. Finally, I would like to recognize and commend the board management and staff of the council on this edifice, and I will want to suggest that you consider having similar beautiful zonal offices in the other geopolitical zones. Thank you all, and God bless. Having said that, my senior colleague, Anama Mata, described these premises as depressed. Fortunately, I'm the Director of Food and Drugs, and I think this premises belongs to me and my department and belongs to all pharmacists. This is the premier manufacturing plant for the country, but however, for some years now, it's not been productive. I want to call on all of us. It's a disgrace to the pharmacy profession. I want to call on all of us to see how we can resuscitate this building so that in the next few years, it will not be regarded as depressed, but regarded as a champion in the manufacturing industry. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Thank you, Honourable Minister, thank you, Director of Food and Drugs. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a beautiful day, and I'd like you to fasten your seatbelts. This flight is about to touch down. Fold your trays, straighten your seats. You shall not use the conveniences shall no longer be in use at this time as we approach descent and taxi at the airport as we disembark from this event. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking the closing remarks for this beautiful occasion by the chairman of the occasion, the Action Governor himself, ably represented by DPS Lagos State, Pharmacist Oyebisi Onwalambe. Round of applause for her, please, as she gives us the closing remarks on behalf of the governor.
Good afternoon once again, distinguished elders, ladies, and gentlemen. It's been time well spent. So on behalf of the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, I want to say a big thank you to everyone for being part of this. For those that came from outside of Lagos, I want to wish you journey mercies back to your states. For those within Lagos, I also wish you journey mercies to your respective homes. We all know Lagos is home to about 60% and above of pharmacies and pharmacists. So it's a great thing this is happening. There was somebody has said earlier it should have been done earlier, but it's better late than never. So once again, I want to say a big thank you to PCN and all those that played a role in this coming to play. And my sincere hope is that this will be make the fact of PCN a seamless one. So once again, we wish everyone joining mercies. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
Thank you, Mr. Governor. Thank you, Madam DPS. Ladies and gentlemen, now we will be taking Hello. Okay. Yes. Prayer band, don't worry. We are nearly there. Keep firing. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the vote of thanks will be taken by no lesser personality than the Director, Planning, Research and Statistics of the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria. Join me in welcoming our own pharmacist, Ibrahim Babajide Ahmed, as he comes to give us the vote of thanks for today's occasion.
Thank you very much. Each time, many times, when people are called to give the vote of thanks, they used to say that perhaps symbolizes the simplest of the responsibility. However, in this particular task, I see this as a tall order, in the sense that we cannot in any way thank enough the dignitaries that we have here for today. However, we also recognize the fact that if there is one thing that our Lord the Creator expects from us, recognizing that as mortals, we do not have anything we can give unto him. But indeed, he looked first to us to thank him for his favors on us. That's the only thing that I consider very important, to request the indulgence of the personalities, the very important dignitaries we have here, to grant me the permission on behalf of the Governing Council, Chairman, the Registrar Management of the PCN, to carefully go through the list without attempting, because I believe I cannot attempt to thank enough sufficiently the people who are here and people who have really made this to happen. If we must do that, indeed, it will be like starting all over. I'm also conscious of the fact that time is fast spent, and our dignitaries will want to go back to Abuja to face other very important responsibility, be that as it may. I wish to go as follows. That on behalf of the chairman, the PCN Governing Council, Pharmacist, Professor Ahmed, Tijjani, Mora, MNI, the Registrar of the Pharmacists Council and the Chief Executive Officer of the Council of the Registry, the directors, the management team of the PCN and the staff, say a big thank you to the Honourable Minister of Health, not only for granting this occasion, but for granting us this land. I recall that the process was quite tedious. We visited here on several occasions with various departments of the ministry, both the Department of General Services, the Department of Food and Drug Services, and I recall that this went through brainstorming session of the management. We cannot but thank the Honourable Minister for this and for agreeing to commission this today on behalf of the federal government of Nigeria. We appreciate the governor of Lagos State. Again, here, after the allocation, we thought it was going to be what it used to be when we established zonal offices in other locations. It was indeed, again, a tall order. We had to go through the department, the Ministry of Fiscal Planning. We even had to have somebody as a consultant to interface, to show us the nitty-gritties of what it takes. Is it for the process of documentation, or the inspection requirements, or the fees to be paid, all of which we achieved successfully because the enabling environment and guidance was provided. We thank you, His Excellency. The Chairman, Senate Committee on Health. So much has been said about the relationship between the legislators and the PCN. But each time the PCN have any reason to be at the National Assembly, be it at the Senate or the House of Representatives, indeed we always feel at home. Because not only is it that we are sure we will get what we want when we go in there, but we also get counseling and guidance from them on how best to do our things right. We thank the Chairman, Senate Committee on Health, on behalf of other members of the committee, for the support that the PCN has enjoyed over the years. We pray that God, in His infinite mercy, will continue to strengthen you and your members as well. The Chairman, House Committee on Health, Honourable Dr. Tanko Yusuf Sununu, we appreciate you, sir. Each time we are either at the budget defense or we have reasons to be before them for purposes of oversight, and we make presentation. They will tell us that in as much as we appreciate you from where you are coming from, perhaps in the face of the law. Let's take it this way. And collectively, it becomes like they are part of PCN. Honorable Chairman, we thank you, sir, and your members. The father of the day, our own Prince Julius Adelusi Adeliyi, the president, Nigerian Academy of Pharmacy. Each time we have opportunity to have him, either privately or on official functions, we always go away well enriched. Sir, we pray that God will continue to strengthen you so that we continue to drink from that ocean of wisdom. And we pray that God in his infinite mercies will allow those counseling, guidance, sink deep into us, that will spur us into action, so that everybody, even beyond the shores of Nigeria, will see them in us. We appreciate you, sir. The royal father of the day, a first-class royal father, His Royal Majesty, Igwe, Pharmacist, Alex Uzo Oyindo, Eze Chiamwa Ga, one of Ogidi Kingdom. He's been a very special person to the PCN. I first got to know him through the chairman of the council when he was registrar. I also heard so much about him from my colleagues who have had opportunity to work in Kano, where he has a manufacturing industry, perhaps the biggest in northern Nigeria, the Pharm Pharmaceutical. Sir, we give God the glory for granting you this tool, and pray that you live long to bring goods and the benefits of this position to the community that you lead. Our own registrar, let me take on the chairman, the PCN Governing Council, our own Professor Ahmed Tijjani Mora, on whose behalf I'm doing this vote of thanks. But again, to thank him for providing the direction and leadership towards the organization and the oversight which he provided as chairman, Finance and General Purpose Committee, and chairman of the Governing Council, to ensure that this project is actualized. The registrar, our tireless Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Elijah Mohammed, will say a big thank you. We want to thank our representative from NAPSA, Dr. Teresa I. Pound. We want to also appreciate Dr. Stella Okoli in his absence. Let me appreciate the former chairman of PCN Council, Professor Emeritus, Professor Ogumbono, and former registrar of the PCN, Ms. H.D. Kait. We also have here several chief executives also of parastatals. We have the NIPRID, we have the NAFDAC, we have Nigerian Natural Medicine Agency. But while I do all this, permit me to pause here and please specially recognize our own president, the president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Pharmacist Mazi Sam Ohabua, whom we've been told why he's not really here. The National Secretary, sir, we want you to kindly convey our appreciation to the National President for being a support and pillar to the PCN. We also have many other dignitaries here, the commissioner who had left for tourism, art and culture, pharmacist Mrs. Uzamat Akimbile, and our own colleague, Honourable, when I said this morning, Honourable Ikemboju Dele Boluga, I said no, Honourable Pharmacist. Sir, we appreciate your coming. I want to appreciate members of the PCN Governing Council for the support that the PCN Registrar has enjoyed since they came on board. Let me also appreciate former members of the PCN Governing Council who are here, who in their own rights are either former directors of pharmaceutical services or former deans of faculties of pharmacy or pharmaceutical sciences. I want to appreciate our own WAPCP president, Professor Cecilia Iguilo, as well as the Secretary General, ably represented, that is Professor Ibrahim Oreagba. And we want to thank the management, the directors of the PCN, the staff of the PCN, and indeed the contracting firm. Above all thanks and glory goes to the God Almighty. Thank you all. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director of PRS, Planning, Research, and Statistics, Pharmacist Ibrahim Babajide Ahmed, for that very comprehensive vote of thanks. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to let you know that this plane has finally touched down. We'll be disembarking now. Prayer warriors, you can go and eat. The fasting is over. At this point, we'll be going to the commissioning of the newly constructed Lagos Zonal Office. If there's anything I know about a work environment, it makes your head work better. You know, if there's an office you will enter, you will walk. And so I'm glad that from tomorrow, PCN Lagos Zonal Office, fire. Your license, 2 days, is out. So ladies and gentlemen, I will invite the Honourable Minister, led by the Chairman of the PCN Governing Council, to proceed to the door. But please, ladies and gentlemen, for reasons of safety, especially around COVID-19, it's only those on the high table that will be performing these tasks. When they go in and come out, that we can then, but for now, it's only those who are on this side of the meeting that will proceed towards the door to cut the tape and then be taken on a tour of the building led by the Chairman of the Governing Council. Thank you very much for your understanding, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. You've been a very beautiful audience. Thank you for keeping faith with this project. And we look forward to seeing most of you in Port Harcourt in a few days. Thank you very much.
We appoint ministers. Minister will give Sorry, sir. She removes first, and then she cuts.
Okay. I commission this building to the glory of God and the benefit of all mankind. Okay. Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, Lagos Zonal Office Building was commissioned by Dr. Osagie Ehanire, MD, FWACS, Honourable Minister of Health, Federal Ministry of Health, Abuja, Nigeria, on Friday, October 29, 2020. So we'll go in. Thank you. Okay. Just scissors. Okay. So we start. Need somebody to take. Okay.
Start with the auditorium. Please be careful with the steps. Mind the steps, please. Mind the steps. Mind the steps, please. Mind the steps. This is the 150th after the first chairman council of the Pharmacists Council, Dame Patience of years when the farm we hall after her. All the other halls in the zonal office are named after the chairman. For instance, the one in Ibadan is named Emeritus Professor Festus Ade Ogumbona Hall. The one in Mina is named after Professor Sokomba, former chairman. The one in Professor Gabriel Osude. In the immediate past chairman. The one in Uyo is named after one time Director, Food and Drug Services and Chairman Pharmacy Board of Nigeria. The sequencing and the are named after the former registrars here. Once this yeah. So let's go to the game. Mind the steps, please. Why is committee is coming through? Registrar, Pharmacists. Now, there are 6 steps. Mind the steps. Mind the steps. We are going to the office of the registrar. Mind the steps.
Wait, you don't say now.
This way. The other way. Library is down. Mind the steps, please. Mind the steps. Mind the steps. Mind the steps, please. We are going to the library. The library. Library.
No, the library is here.
In 1964. So it's Drug Information Center. Because drug information can consist of therapeutics and toxicology also. Please go. Thank you. Given much is
The implication is that when we apply for a license,
it will be immediate. It's online now.
online,
It's online.
they won't print it. As soon as you finish documenting, you should be able to print your license. Not coming down here to collect license. But you can print now already. No. You can print. You can print the license. Yes.
Once they online as well.
Before the hard copy. You can now print.
And then you can get the
And the second is that trying to start sending to people. So that will be for the way they are applying for license.
Okay, let's go downstairs. This way. We're done.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
Congrats. It's happened during your time.
Yeah, exactly. I did fine.
Just as I'm praying that this place facility is resuscitated during my time.
Okay, exactly. You have plenty of time.
Obrigado.